All right, well, we're done with the planning speak. I can promise you that. Obviously, my name is Josh Mothner. I am a consultant for these folks. I'm sure when I was introduced as a technical consultant. Let's talk about what's going on here. Why we're doing this project. This is a great project for them. We'll talk a little about that. It's also a phenomenal project for us in the city. And I know that, you know, there may be some disagreement on that, but it is a phenomenal project for the city. From the perspective of a man myself who's been working for affordable housing in the city since 2001, almost since its inception. I'm on both sides of the fence. I'm a realtor now, I was a banker before. People have all kinds of different qualifications for why we did something. We started the Middle East Community Land Trust in 2002 to address moderate income housing in this city. It is the single biggest underserved issue. We've got plenty of things going on with hotels. We have plenty of, not plenty, but under the restrictions we have, lots of single-family homes that do get built. And we do not have anything like this. And we are probably one of the few communities in Florida that doesn't, when you think about it in the long term. The April 30th keynote, you can see there was a discussion of the housing crisis looming large for the Florida Keys. Yes, we had a recession. Yes, we had some people lose their houses, and there were some inexpensive houses a couple of years ago. They're not around anymore. And the ones that are incredibly dilapidated and incredibly difficult for a first-time home buyer to try to buy. We have organizations such as the Land Trust that used to be around, and Frank Green's series on the board with me with that tried to provide purchase options for people. We had to do it with the Land Trust model. Very difficult to do at the height of everything, still difficult to do. Habitat for Humanity does the same thing. They cannot come close to serving the need that we have for the middle class in this town. And we lost. I'll get to that in a second. Let me not jump ahead. So, they talked about this in the keynote. The mayor of the county, George Nugent, in the presentation to the Chamber of Commerce luncheon 2 weeks ago, talked about the fact that this is now an issue again. After the session is over, it is now an issue again. So, let me see if I can make this thing work. All right. A competitive... okay.
Got the E on the bottom.
As I said, professionals are done right now. You're getting the amateurs, okay? So, I'll talk about why it's a competitive edge. 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes, dry lot homes. Those are a traditional house for a first-time buyer or a moderate wage income earner in this city. That's what they're going to buy, or 2-2s. How many are for sale right now? 11 currently listed for sale. Of those houses, 6 are under $300,000, and most need work and are ground level. And I'm talking about work. I've shown these houses. I'm telling you, they need work. So that anybody coming in buying an FHA mortgage, which I'll talk about in a second, is going to have to come up with more cash than they probably have trying to live down here in the Florida Keys. 5 priced from $314,000 to $395,000. That $314,000 house is an affordable deed-restricted house. Okay, that's what we're talking about for people who are trying to buy these houses. So, 2-bedroom, 2-bath homes. How many are in the Middle Keys? 4 that are currently listed. Okay, 1 is under $300,000. Now there are some others out there. Some are 2 1.5s. I have one listed. 2 1.5 is tough for a family. It can be done, but it's tough. If you're going to buy it, you're not necessarily going to want to do 1.5. What it costs. Take the $314,000. It says mortgage there. That's actually a purchase price. But if you could do an FHA loan on a $314,000 house, it's your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance are $2,118. Okay, that's based on the numbers today. 4.5%. Good. Some people are not getting 4.5%. FHA is an expensive loan to do. Believe it or not, it's going to require an $11,000 down payment, $6,000 minimum in closing costs, for a total of $17,000 in cash. Folks, there are just some people who don't have that. The City of Marathon has its own first-time homebuyers program that offers $10,000 to assist people to buy their first home. We've done it. We have people that are doing it. But some people, the $10,000, it's not enough to help them because it's so expensive. So, the benefits. Why do we want to do this? Department Harbor provides housing for families capable but not yet ready to buy. There are a lot of people like that in this town. Not only people that are moving here, but people that are here now. Right? People that are here now, just they haven't tough to put money away down here. Yes, we can talk about self-discipline. We can talk about all the things that people should do to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. But it's expensive to live here, we all know it. So trying to put that type of money aside is very, very difficult. This project, because it addresses moderate income housing, is absolutely targeted at the strength of this community has always been. It was what it was when I moved here. in 1996. Middle-class families, working families that work hard, teachers, cops, nurses, power professionals, assistants for some of the attorneys that are here. Okay? Those are the people we're talking about here. Now, some have been able to buy their houses, and that's fantastic, and I think that that's wonderful. But we want more of those people here. It's what makes us a community. The TDC we forced them, middle T, our DAC, our Chamber of Commerce, forced the TDC to go after families as the tourists we want here. We just don't want the tourists here. We want the people that are going to live here too. It makes the schools better. It does everything. It does everything. This type of project goes right towards that. One of the biggest things that's impacted people who are trying to buy houses is flood insurance right now. Flood insurance wasn't a big deal until October of 2013. Now if you have a ground level house, yes, I know they passed the law to mitigate the impact that happens so dramatically to people. I mean, people went from $900 a year or $1,500 a year to $5,000 a year. Now, I've had several houses that we had under contract that people bailed on, people that live here. They can't afford what was a traditional source of this type of housing for our community. Ground level compound. That's what we bought. That's what I did mortgages on for people in '99 and 2000. But the flood insurance is going to be a problem forever on this, particularly ones that are old, are what are called pre-firm. This project gives people an option. It balances out the current stock of de facto affordable housing. Now I get a little through migration. That arrow is supposed to be right there. This is a little bit like planning. I'm sorry about that. What this really does is this gives options to the people. Let's use our own examples, whether they're a nurse and a cop that are married, whether they're a bank manager and a restaurant manager that are married, or a couple or a family. They have a good place to rent, clean, quality, nice place to rent in a good neighborhood, not housing project, neighborhood, with trees and abundant areas to walk around and a lot of open space, so that they will move out of the generally cramped place that they're living. A family of four trying to live in a two-bedroom is very difficult. So they move out. When they move out into these places that we're going to be, for the first time, available in this city, people who need those rentals will move into those that they move out of. It balances out what we have because it gives the higher end, even though we're talking about affordable housing, deed restrictions on it, so we're talking about moderate ones. Okay? It balances it out. Anybody in this room, I guarantee you everybody knows somebody who's tried to find a rental. I know you have. We get calls every single day from people trying to find rentals. I show property to people in town coming in to work for somebody like Design Source or somebody else, walk around, they see what they can, they're not going to buy right off the bat. They're just not going to buy. So what they do is they try to rent. Generally, to be said, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but the wife walks into what they can rent for $1,500 and she freaks out and runs away. She says, we're not living here. I watched it happen a number of times. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes they muddle through. All right. With minimal expected pricing pressure. We might hear at some point that, oh, this is going to flood the market with rentals. I can give you my analysis as a realtor, as a former banker here, and as an affordable housing advocate. It ain't going to flood the market with rentals. There's more than enough demand to take off the slack, and it will do what I talked about balancing without affecting the prices that people are getting for their rentals right now. I have emails from people who own rental housing that say this is an imperative type of thing to do. Business owners who've been dealing with this problem for years. Okay, this is a market-driven solution. I know that Barbara made a point of it. No government subsidies and 100% private sector financing. We have watched for years while people who are dressed like these gentlemen, you walk in here, look at you and say, we're going to give you the best thing in the world and we want you to give us everything. We want money from you, we want land, we want the land authority to buy the land, we want everything to happen. These people, these folks, they're not asking for that. They're not asking for that at all. This is a competitive advantage for our employers and our community. We're talking about something that's going on right now on Little Torch. Little Torch, actually, and Big Pine, actually, believe it or not, is a bedroom community for us. There are a lot of people that work in Marathon that live down there because of the price of rent. Okay? We need that here. We want to drive these people to our town. We want our employers to get the higher wage, higher salary employees. This provides a place for them to live, to test the waters, to do what they want, to check out whether they like our town. I know they're going to like it if they don't have to live in a place that they're miserable. And a lot of people that move here have to start out that way. So this is a huge advantage for employers and for us as a city to turn us back into the city we were, with the middle class being a core component of what goes on here. We lost a lot of those folks after Wilmington. We lost a lot of folks. A lot of families moved out of here after Wilmington. So we're starting to see now. All you have to do is look around town. Look around at all the young. We got a lot of young people having a lot of babies. They must have been some hot weather or something. Okay, but there is. I'm telling you, it's going on. And so you see Switlick right now. Switlick. We've been talking about lower school enrollment. Switlick is actually seeing increases because of the young people who are having children in this town. It's what makes us, in my opinion, way better than the other part of the state. That's why I chose to live here. So, this is not my part. On a final note, I just want to remind everybody, nobody's done this here before. Nobody in my 14 years of dealing with affordable housing, coming before planning commissions, coming before city council meetings, nobody has addressed, other than from a rental standpoint, we tried to do it at the land trust. We tried to do it for years at the land trust. We have some houses out there that people live in. Nobody has gone after moderate income people to help them get the housing that they need to make this their home. And then they will, and all that does is it's a rising tide. I hate to use that phrase. Most of you know why, but that's what it is. This project is the only one that's been tried like this in Marathon, and they're not asking for a thing from anybody out here. So thank you. Do you have any questions for me? Yes, absolutely. But are we going to go? We're going to build those at some point. Someone's going to build. Right? I mean, they're going to get built. That's what they're there for. Okay, that's fair. I'm suspect for hyperbole. It's just happens sometimes.
Josh, what is average rent you looking for affordable housing? What your business model gonna show on the numbers?
No. You're talking about what they're going to rent for?
They're gonna rent. Yeah, what they're gonna rent for?
I think that Mr. Jack Weir is going to answer that question. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. The long way to go.
Very good call.
The target of incomes for this is basically for the city under 20% targeting moderate. As you're aware, the land development regulation incentivizes us triple the density of so our goal was we needed something that worked on the site. Obviously, it's probably but it's pretty fine with the balance. The way we make this work, private finance, effectively marketing, so target incomes that we're generally targeting in that band below 120%. So working off the HUD/Florida housing, those incomes are generally so just by way of comparison, tax credit project, federal tax credit for that targets households 60% of the a moderate workforce housing. This is the part that Josh alluded to, the part of the market that's really affected. Subsidies at the low end, have wealth at the high end, but in the middle, this is part of the really squeeze aspect. So that's part of it.
You answered the question, how much